I went off to a file that we were working on as we were getting ready the early parts of this presentation. And it was a message, it was something that three of us used a lot between us to coordinate the planning, task, contingency plans, the special needs and NLS for the fall joint, things like that. We developed a message technique so we could leave messages for each other under their usage conventions, and let me just tell you about that. Underneath here, we direct messages to each other that we can unfold and see. But many times, you didn't want direct messages as much as you just like to go through and leave a message for somebody. So we worked out that the conventions would be, where's an example? The convention we're going to use is that we would send a message to a guy. If I want to send Bill English, WKE, a message, I would put that in the file, WKE from DCE, with that pound sign in between. So any statement that's marked like that means there's a message to him from me. If I want to, I can say was also for Dave Evans, like that. So that's from me to both of them. All right. We have this thing we call a content analyzer, Jeff mentioned briefly, in which we can write expressions in a language. Let's just come down here and look. Here's a little expression in a special language that means I'm going to look for Mr. XXX, a message from him. All right, what if I say I want that XXX to be DCE? That says someplace in there I want to find that pound sign and DCE. So we've got a little compiler. We say from there, compile it. Comes back and says I did it okay. And now I can say, all right, only show me the statements that passed the test, that someplace in them they have that string. There they are. So in every one of those, that's from DCE, DCE. We'll go down there and look for it. Oh, this one here. This is to anybody from DCE. Then I can say, well, turn off that filter. How about for so-and-so? So I can say, all right, this is for WKE, a message for Bill. The rest of this pattern here says it's got to be followed by any number of commas and letter triplets, but eventually by a pound sign, or it doesn't go. Well, let's compile that and see. Okay, it passed the test. All right. There's for WKE, for him, and a dummy. Okay, so, oh, it wasn't through searching. The thing about a time-sharing computer is that once in a while it gets being asked for business from other places, and if the response we want runs into a fair amount of computation, we run into other people who will bump us off to do it, and so sometimes it'll take a while to filter through all the patterns. That content analyzer sometimes now if I'm disabled slightly because it seems to be hung up in the wrong place, I'll have to run by the keyboard, and that's a real bag. You know, I'm so used to working with one hand and this that I can hardly remember what to do on the keyboard. Anyway, I want to go back to the file. The other guys at the other end of the time-sharing system are going to go in and see why, and I hope some hardware guys are too. I want to bring in that file. What kind of categories we have set up for these people? Well, that means roles they're going to play and that they can play, and what their open house duty or the duty back in Menlo Park during those 2 days are going to be. This is a terrible.